Here we go, the best of the worst. What up, fam? Dr. James W. Stalkup, aka Jimmy Joe Coltrane. I'm like the Rick Ross of making you a boss. Today we're going to talk about my 5 worst interview questions. So I'm not even including any of the illegal questions. So illegal questions are by definition the worst. Do you have kids? Are you heterosexual? What's your religion? These are all questions that are illegal. You can't technically ask them. So I'm going to throw those out. Now, they do get asked a lot, and in my course, I specifically cover how to handle illegal questions. But today we're going to talk about the worst questions that are still legal to ask in an interview. You ready? Here we go. Number 1. So tell me why you've been out of work for so long. So this is a terrible question. We also cover in the course how to answer this correctly, and if you have a gap in your employment, you are going to have an answer for this. I don't like this question because it's accusatory. It's like accusing the person of doing something wrong in the manner in which you ask the question. So you have to have an excellent method of answering this question that is in no way inflammatory, in no way sounds like you're making a lot of excuses. It's just a brief story arc and then finish it. Number 2, tell me about a time that someone was angry or upset with you. Terrible question. People are victims of workplace violence, domestic violence, violence that happens on the sidewalk walking to work. Why would you ask someone to relive such an awful moment? I don't know what an interviewer gets out of this, but realize that interviews are kind of nonsense to begin with. They have very little predictive value on employment, and people don't really determine what questions to ask. Like the obstacle gets to just ask whatever's on their head. And so, hey, that might be kind of interesting. Terrible, terrible question. Number 3, what is your dream job? I don't like any question that forces the candidate to lie, and whatever job they're interviewing for, that's not their dream job. Hey, I'd like to be Dan Bilzerian and just go around doing professional gambling while I'm surrounded by beautiful women in my lavish home. Like, what is somebody supposed to say there? So just FYI, when you get asked that, and it's a pretty common question, there's a trick that you do when you answer it. Basically, you answer it utilizing your base competencies and your skills with real-world examples, and then at the end, you say, that would be my ideal job. See, you're going to trick the obstacle, and you're going to use the term, that would be my ideal job at the end, because if you use the term, that would be my dream job at the end, it makes it more apparent that you're lying, which we all are when we answer that question. Number 4. Sell me this pen. So I teach a stunt for this. I teach a skit. I teach an interaction between the candidate and the obstacle on the sell me this pen question. I don't like the question. I'm not sure how much value that question has. This is one of the few truly original things that we have devised is the skit in which you perform the sell this pen and put such a dramatic turn on it that you draw them into a story. You're kind of creating a new frame of reference for them. But I will say that this may have some merit in some sales applications, kind of like a think on your feet thing. The problem I have with this question is ever since Wolf of Wall Street came out, everybody thinks it's cool to ask this question because in the movie, the guy asked the question, and so now it's a thing. And usually people talk about the actual pen itself, which I think there's another level you can kind of go with it. So that's number 4. Now, number 5, I'm going to get to in just a second. Real quick, click like, click subscribe. That really helps the channel out. And even if you're not interviewing for a job, that can help somebody else to get one. Also, check out the full course in the description. For the price of a portable water bottle, you can take the complete online course, learn how to develop personalized content to the most probable interview questions, how to practice to get the skills that you need to go out and get the job that you want. So 5th worst question, tell me a story. I'm curious as to why this gets asked. I have never been asked this in an interview. I have certainly never asked this in an interview, but when they do reviews with managers on what questions they ask, this is one that comes up, so I feel like I have to address it. I don't know what the obstacle is looking for. Maybe they just want to hear a story. So I would just tell a cool story. You want to hear a cool story? There is a question that I just became aware of. I found out from my friend Eric just a few weeks ago. Eric did a video interview in which he was asked a question that was so stupid that I am devoting an entire video to it. It is the #1 Guinness World Record, world champion, dumbest interview question that's ever been asked. Should have that video done soon, so check it out. I hope this helped. We covered some bad questions today. Thanks for watching.